I need the following to step forward and collect your lashings. Lara Croft, aka Brittany, you first. Kenya Summer Moore, you next. And last but not least, production, step forward to collect your lashings as well. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for tuning into my video today. I wanted to bring you a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 16, episode 5. Before we get started on today's review, go ahead and hit the like button for me. When you hit the like button, it is a free way to support my channel and also let YouTube know that I am here and that you all are rocking with my commentary, so YouTube starts to shoot my content out to other viewers. Before we get started today, I do have some really quick church announcements. I did hit 5K subscribers over the weekend, so I wanted to thank Scotch Bonnets for holding me down, coming through to the live to celebrate me, show me some love. Y'all open up y'all's wallets and pocketbooks for me. I am so deeply appreciative for you all. Also, I wanted to send a thank you to my new subscribers that came through RHOA, and also my older subscribers who have been with me through other franchises, who are contributing to heavy engagement on my channel. So thank you so much. I also did start a membership recently, so if you would like to support the channel monetarily, you can join the membership. It is $5 a month for 1 cup of coffee every month. You can definitely support your girl with the overall bad bitch maintenance and help me pay some of the bills around here for the channel. We have a lot to discuss. Oof. The notes are dense. Listen, the notes are very dense for RHOA, so I'm having to change up my schedule and go to bed earlier, wake up earlier, so I can watch earlier and because the notes, there's just so much going on. So shout out to RHOA for giving the girls a little bit something more to talk about, because ordinarily I'll get up and do like a 20-minute review. All of my reviews for RHOA have been like over 25 minutes. So shout out to RHOA. Now, first, I just want to say this. I feel like this is the beginnings. This is the start of the sympathy edit for Brittany, and I'm not here for it. So I'm going to start things a little bit different for this review. Let's start with the previously on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's start there, okay? We get a flashback when G.I. Jane is saying to Angela, "Kenya, and that snippety attitude, you try it again, I'm on your ass." So you wanted to make her feel threatened. You wanted to humble her. You wanted to make her feel uncomfortable. It's giving me premeditated, which is not a mistake. Let's keep this in mind. She said this, and I'm so glad that production showed previously on Real Housewives of Atlanta, her literally saying out her mouth, "You try it again, I'm on your ass." Peasants cannot come for a queen triggered you for some reason and made you lose your marbles. But you're not off the hook, Miss Thing. So in this very first scene, we have Shamea hosting Angela and Lara Croft. I like how Angela and Shamea are moving forward, and they're not letting whatever happened with them a couple weeks linger. Like, I feel like Shamea is genuine and Angela is genuine too, and I love to see it. Later on, Brittany walks in. She says she didn't get any sleep last night. So they're talking about the situation, and G.I. Jane lies and says that Kenya cut her off. So what actually happened was Kenya was starting to explain herself, and then you cut her off, and then she cut you off again. That's how that happened. She's not self-aware. Much like in the moment when you pointed to everybody who was standing around in the circle, "Oh, you're divorced, you're divorced, you're divorced." You started that shit with Kenya. And then she looked at your hand and said, "Oh, is that an engagement ring?" You were only wearing a single ring, so most people would assume that because you don't have on an actual wedding band that you're not married. It's an engagement ring. And you, in your mangled up mind, thought that she was coming for you. Did y'all clock that Brittany said while she was sitting with Shamea and Angela, "That's how I am when I'm provoked"? That's how I am when I'm provoked. Meaning that is a part of who she is. This is what she presents to the world when she feels like she's provoked. Meanwhile, she's the one who has been provocative this whole time. Now, listen to me and listen to me good, okay? Because right after she said, that's how I am when I'm provoked, literally seconds later, right after she said that, in the very next breath, she said, well, I wouldn't want someone to think I was trying to intimidate Kenya.
I never just did things just to do them. Come on, I mean, what am I going to do? Just all of a sudden just jump up and grind my feet on somebody's couch like it's something to do? Come on, I got a little more sense than that. Yeah, I remember grinding my feet on Eddie's couch. You know?
So how you go from, that's how I am when I'm provoked, to, well, I wouldn't want anybody to think that I'm trying to intimidate Kenya. No, that's how you are when you're triggered. You weren't provoked. You were triggered. You had a problem with that lady from the moment that she walked up. You had your face all twisted up when she walked onto the scene. And then the second time y'all were in a group setting, you were begging for hugs again. You can never start the story at point A. You want to start at point Z. You want to start at the last point. But you never start at where you provoked the situation and somebody got provocative with you. Why do you want to start with where Kenya reacted to you? Because in every scenario here, Kenya is reacting to you. Let's be very clear. Now, I'm not defending what Kenya did tonight, and we will get there. Kelly, I hope you were watching this scene, Miss Girl, because I'm going to be tugging on your half up, half down in a little bit. G.I. Jane says, I wouldn't want Kenya to feel like I would harm her. That's exactly what you wanted to do when you threaten her with a pow pow. Now, before any of you Brittany fans start typing fast, I saw the way y'all were commenting in my last video, and I already blocked you for this. I will block you if you come down in my comments saying, oh, she didn't threaten her. When you mention a pistol and a whip, when you are in a heated exchange with somebody, when you're off on the side having an argument with yourself and getting loud, it's a threat. It's a threat. So don't play these games of intellectual dishonesty. I'm not even going to argue with you. Most of the time, I do argue back and forth with y'all because I love the engagement metrics. It actually helps my channel. But I'm not entertaining intellectual dishonesty. I will block you. So know that before you come down in my comment section trolling. I wouldn't want Kenya to feel like I would harm her. What else would somebody feel in that moment when you are mentioning a pow pow and a whip? A whip? A whip? Like you're going to whip somebody's ass? Are you Wonder Woman? You have a lasso of truth? Like what's going on here? It's because you got the message along the way. You came to the understanding that that behavior is not cute. Now you want to walk it back. Now, I didn't mean to make her feel that way. She says, I'm a really sweet girl. I hate that you guys had to see that side of me. What does that side of me imply? That is a part of you, a side of you, a part of your personality that exists. You're not saying, oh, I blacked out and I kind of lost it for a minute. You're saying that you hate that they saw that side of you that you can tap into at any given moment. Next up, we have Porsha meeting up with Kenya, and then Kelly walks in a short while after. So Kenya is asking them, are y'all going to fight today? Because I got security with me. Kelly's like, I have mine outside. And then Porsha says, well, I don't have one, but I'll be my own security. We know, Porsha Ali. We know, Incredible Hulk. So they're sitting down having a conversation, and Kelly is saying that she's confused about what happened that night. Kelly, you were sitting there the whole time, and you were standing next to Brittany in the parking lot when she was arguing with herself. Kenya says this is giving crazy, and Kelly says no. Kelly, are you okay, Miss Girl? Like, she's like doing all of this, like acting like she's all surprised and taken aback that Kenya is speaking to the aggressive nature of Lara Croft. Kelly is saying no, she's not like that, when Brittany is saying out of her own mouth that she's like that when she's provoked. So obviously you don't really know this girl like that, just like we don't know her like that. Now, something I personally hate is when somebody is speaking to abuse or maybe mistreatment, maybe violence that they have experienced, One of you goofy motherfuckers wants to jump up and say, oh, well, that never happened with me and them. That's not my experience of them. Remember when Terry Crews did that to Gabrielle Union years ago, whenever they were doing that show together? Just because it's not your experience of someone or a group of people doesn't mean that it's not happening, and it doesn't mean that it is okay for you to discredit their experience. And this is how we get to this culture of excusing violent, aggressive, abusive behavior. I'm just shocked that Kelly is taking this stance, because you were standing right there next to her in the parking lot when she was threatening that girl's life. And you've had your life threatened in court by your soon-to-be ex-husband. Didn't you tell us just a couple of weeks ago that your own husband threatened your life in court? And that's the whole reason that you got to walk around with security now. So one would think that you would have a lot more compassion in this situation. Kelly says, I've never seen her acting in this manner. How are you defending this behavior? We don't know this deranged lunatic. We don't know what this clown is capable of with her questionable background. Everything she says, everything she's presented to us has been questionable. Bravo didn't do their background check, because how this deranged freak even got past the front is a shock to me, is astonishing to me. Now that I think about it, I think that production knew exactly who she was. I think that production is messy, and they made sure that they brought somebody in with a questionable background. They knew that that would make for salacious and good TV. So they made sure that they had her contract in her email first thing in the morning. I think production knew that the girls and the audience were going to dig into her background, because the same questions and the same holes they found in her story, they knew that we would have the same questions and find the same holes.
Someone said they saw Brit's corn videos, and I had to go down the rabbit hole of Twitter to see what she was talking about. Y'all are welcome for my research, and all of this is alleged, okay?
Hi, this is Brittany here at the photo shoot, just trying to get glammed up, trying to get hot and sexy for the next shot. We got a sexy, steamy shower scene coming up, so look forward to that. It's going to be really hot, glamorous.
Someone had enough time on their hands to make pretty much a list/timeline of Brit's life. So let's go through it, shall we? Britt Edie's birth year is sketchy. Britt Edie never went to college, and it is unclear if she ever finished high school. Britt Edie's Instagram career started with her selling flat tummy tea and was later exposed on Instagram via an IG Your Faves Before Money for being a tax fraud. She started a jewelry line as a decoy for her modeling. Allegedly had a choo-choo ran on her for $2,500 at her birthday party and was filmed on someone's phone. How do people know this stuff? Like, this is insane. After being ran through in Atlanta, went to LA and was kicked out with nothing but 2 trash bags in 2015. Britt and B.O.B. faked a relationship to embarrass Seven Streeter, his girlfriend at the time, while promoting their businesses. Britt blank shamed Jennifer Williams for sleeping with Rick Ross. She is now married to a man named Michael, who calls himself an investor and entrepreneur, yet his Instagram consists of mostly racy photos of his wife, as if he is advertising her to the highest bidder. No mention of his business or anything of his entrepreneurship. Britt calls herself an insurance expert, yet her business is closed permanently. This I found on Twitter. I don't know if any of this is true, but somebody spent a lot of time doing this.
Next up, we have Angela and her daughter meeting up at a coffee shop. We learned that Angela's daughter got into it with her grandmother and her aunt over, her aunt not letting her use the car that I think actually belonged to the grandmother, that I think maybe Charles got it for them. I don't know, whatever. She also ran off and got eloped, and she didn't tell anybody about it. Her mom is sitting there crying. So Amari likes to give out half stories just like her mother. I'm not going to harp on Angela for too long because we got bigger fish to fry, but we have heard Angela give us bits and pieces of a story without giving us the full thing. Don't tell me the piece of a story. Get into it. Get to the meat and the potatoes, okay? I want to know, bring your mother in here and bring your sister in here so we can get the full dynamic. I don't want to hear Charles talking shit on the side about your family. I don't want to hear that. Get everybody down to the show. Thank you. Next up, we have Porsha and Colombiana meeting up for lunch. She says that hopefully Kenya can accept my apology and we can move forward and move on. I'm sorry. That's not how that works. You don't threaten somebody with a pow pow and say, oh, let's, meet up for lunch and let's move on. This is not like your typical average housewives conflict where you can just meet up for lunch and then decide that you want to move forward. Are you good? This is how we know this lady is absolutely outside of her skull. You're not smart. Porsha says that there are definitely preconceived notions here. Porsha is clocking that Kenya is not even on that type of time anymore, and that, she previously was in her villain era, but she really has not been like that at all this season. Baby, the fact that Porsha looks smart in this scene, Porsha looking smart in this scene, I said, oh, wow. Wow. It's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot going on. Porsha says that Lara Croft didn't realize that she is meeting a different version of Kenya who doesn't even give a damn. Brittany is saying, well, I felt like she was trying to haze me. And Porsha says, oh, so she's doing it just to you? Because I haven't seen her that way with any of the other ladies. Brittany says, at no point was I ever going to do anything to harm Kenya. Once again, we don't know that because we don't know you from a roast beef sandwich, Miss Thing. Shout out to Jamie That's Me, because she made a very good point a couple of videos ago on her channel where she was saying that when people say these unhinged things, a lot of the people think they're just talking shit. They don't believe them. They're like, oh, they're not really going to do that. That is the reason that we are in the problem that we are now with that deranged lunatic that we have in the W house. Because nobody wanted to believe the things that he was saying. Nobody wanted to believe that fat meat was greasy. Brittany saying, once again, so Brittany's saying, at no point was I ever going to do anything to harm her. It's like, girl, if you are willing to look like a deranged freak on camera, in front of production, in front of everybody, in front of millions of viewers, then who knows what you're capable of? You don't mind looking crazy. So one is only left to deduce that you are actually crazy. I think that what it is that you were just used to getting away with your shenanigans, your malarkey in every other setting. Next up, we have a scene with Charles Oakley in his kitchen frying chicken, and Angela is upstairs getting ready. I ain't gonna hold you, that chicken looked good as hell. Now, the issue that I had was, why was outside of the pot filthy? Like, it looked like it had been sitting on there for a while. It looked like it was caked up. And like, you can get one of those, what is that silver thing called that you scrub your pots in? You can do that to the outside, right? So Angela tells him later on that Porsha says she had tea on you. He says, is she the feds or something? I said, get her, Charles.
Get her, Jade.
Charles said that Porsha doesn't want it with me. She better pump her brakes. She better Google me. Now, again, this put me in the mind of Peter Thomas because, yes, I would very much like to see Porsha get this man activated. I want to see a group scene. I want to see him read her down to the ground. I would love to see it. Absolutely. Because Porsha, you should have left his ass alone. Leave people husbands alone. Oh, wait, we're talking about Porsha. Then we get this bit about Charles saying that Angela's family is not speaking to him. Again, I need y'all to stop skating around the shit and bring the family members in. So I want to see the fallout in real time. I want to know what's going on. I don't want to hear these little piecemeal type. I ain't trying to hear that. Okay, bring the sister and the mother on so we can see all of the dynamics. Next up, we have Kenya getting ready for her soft opening. Now, I love Kelly's look. I love what she had on. The baby blue dress with the collar, the shades, the side part, the hair. Everything about Kelly's look was so pretty. The white shoes with the red bottom. It just all was chef's kiss. We see Cynthia pull up. Shamia pulls up. I don't really understand why Shamia wore what she wore, but okay. We see Kenya pull up. She steps out of the car and she has on, purple. And obviously she is wearing gold, you know, gold jewelry. So it's like supposed to be purple and gold. What I didn't understand is why she had that big silver and black zipper going up her back. The designer of that dress couldn't put in an invisible zipper. I don't want to see no big stinking zipper on the back of your dress. Like, I don't want to see that. On Kenya Moore. On Kenya Moore? Pageant queen, Miss USA? No, ma'am. Porsha comes walking in. I loved what she had on. The half up, half down ponytail looked great on her. Makeup was gorgeous. You know, the collar dress. 10s. All 10s for Porsha. Angela pulled up. Looked absolutely incredible. Green looks fabulous on her. The titties were sitting. Angela got a nice body. You know, when the children say body is tea, then we see Miss Lawrence walk in, and it made me miss Miss Lawrence on this show. Kelly picks up Lara Croft in the sprinter, and so now the hair show is starting. And I think that all of the women did a really good job, so shout out to everybody. We have all of the ladies having a conversation prior to Brittany and Kelly meeting up. Shamia acknowledges that maybe Kenya won't want to accept Brittany's apology. Drew walks up to Porsha. Porsha is very reactive to Drew for some reason, and I don't get all of the venom, to be honest with you. I mean, actually I get it, because you and Dennis, the way y'all talk about each other, the way y'all act around each other, it gives that y'all are still messing around and that y'all are playing these back and forth games. So I don't feel bad for Porsha. I don't feel like people have to act with the utmost integrity with Porsha, because Porsha doesn't act with the utmost integrity herself. It's not even that serious. It shouldn't be that serious. Here's the one place that I'm going to take Porsha's side. I don't feel like Drew and Dennis should be sitting up in the studio talking about Porsha. Like, if you're not making connections and talking about business, like, you don't need to be discussing that, girl. Like, that is out of order. Porsha is saying that Drew is lying about everything that's coming out of her mouth. Porsha, she's just like you if that's the case. In my opinion, you have met your match with Drew if she's such a liar. So then Wonder Woman walks in with flowers and she says, "Hey Kenya, I just wanted to apologize." Kenya just straight up ignored her. Can I just say this? There is not a single petunia, not a single rose, not one lily that can make up for threatening somebody with GUN violence. You threaten me, you threaten my life with a pow-pow, we beefing forever.
She gonna have beef with me forever.
In my reality, in my world, I just feel like some things are just unforgivable. And the fact of the matter is that Brittany shouldn't even be filming, period. She shouldn't have gotten a chance to apologize because she should have been suspended on the spot. Brittany starts to leave. She says goodbye to everybody while Kenya is rounding up everybody's attention. So I'm guessing Kenya was thinking that she was going to stay and hear her make this announcement. But after you kind of brush her off, you would have to imagine that she is going to leave soon after. I think if Kenya wanted to like thoroughly play it, she would have said, "Thank you so much for the flowers. I really appreciate you. Give me one moment," and made her feel kind of disarmed and safe in that moment so that she could gag her. Now, I'm not saying that what Kenya did was right. I'm just saying, like, the way you played it, you cannot expect that she would have stayed there. And it's like she left while you were having this moment, dragging her. And it's like, Kenya, it did look a little bit unhinged for you to be doing this at your own premiere. I'm not even going to hold you. I love Kenya. I have been Team Twirl for many years, but there's nothing about this I can defend. Once again, Kenya is trying to get everybody's attention, and Brittany is saying goodbye to all the ladies. I think she was smart to leave in this moment. Kenya makes this announcement, and she starts going into this monologue about how people are trying to bring her down for no reason. She brings up that she was threatened with a pow-pow. The fact that Kenya made this moment about this woman, as Kenya is going on and on about Brittany, everybody is standing around looking confused. Did y'all see Drew's sister, Miss Allison, standing in the background with a furrowed brow? Because she's just as confused as everybody else. She doesn't know what the hell is going on. Kenya says she did a little research with a private investigator, and she pulls out a poster board and then another and then another. So she has a total of 3.
I have something else to bring up from tonight's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So when she was holding the poster boards up, obviously we saw that she talked about the surgery, We also know that she showed some pretty inappropriate photos of Britt. Why was this not brought up? The insurance fraud thing. I don't know if y'all remember, but the synopsis literally brings up that Angela questions Britt about fraud accusation. So the fact that it was not addressed at all on this episode, is Bravo going to try to paint this as Angela bringing this information to the group on her own? Like, to be honest, it's something to think about. Was the point of showing the salon to show just how wrong Kenya was? Because obviously what she did was disgusting, but are we not also going to talk about these accusations that she brought up? I really wonder how they're going to try to like play that out on the show. Obviously, we have not gotten a whole lot of leaks regarding this event, nor should some of that ever be seen ever, because oh my God. But as far as the insurance fraud part, I am interested to know what she actually said. I can't make this out, but I really want to know what she said about the insurance fraud stuff.
Y'all, Kenya did not go to the FedEx store. She did not go to the UPS store. She did not go to Kinko's. She did not go to Staples. She did not go down to the Office Depot and print these out. Best believe that a producer did it. Okay? Now, I have been made privy to some of the inner workings on what goes on behind the scenes. We're going to circle back to that later. Because production, I ain't forget about you. I'm coming to rock your wig too, girl. So Kenya pulls out one poster board after the other. The first one, I mean, they're all blurred out. But the first one, I'm guessing, is just a series of pictures of Brittany. One has her older face, you know, pre-nose job, before the work that she got. At this point, everyone is very uncomfortable. People start to leave. Kelly is the first one of the girls to leave, and then a flock of women leave right after her. Now, the third picture was explicit, and Bravo says, due to the graphic nature of the photographs, Bravo cannot show them. Y'all are saying y'all can't show it, but y'all sat up there and produced this whole scene with Kenya. Apparently, they have to let the producers know what the scene is going to be about. They have to set it up ahead of time. Producers are 100% involved in this. So the ladies are saying that Kenya went too far. Kenya said she threatened me with a pow pow. Don't tell me it's too far. Kenya, you did take it too far. And I said this before in my last live when I was talking about this. I get the need for retaliation, and I get that. I love revenge, but here's the thing. Revenge and retaliation should never blow back on you directly. This was not the time and the place. This was not the venue. This is not justifiable. This is absolutely indefensible. Then you wanted to sit up there and talk about how production didn't show you building your brick and mortar, and you were just crying last week about how you put Brooklyn's college fund into this. So why would you blow that up on your big day? Like, I just feel like Kenya is ordinarily more calculated than that. I don't understand this. Like, why are we not thinking 10 moves ahead? Why are we not thinking about how this will be received? By the way, I did see Kenya taking some shots, and I'm like, what is happening here? Also, I genuinely would like to know what Kenya's thought process was. You thought that you were going to expose this girl's nudes in front of a room full of people, and then what? Y'all were going to get to clinking glasses and head over to the shampoo bowl? Like, what? I'm not a person that is here for slut shaming. I am, pro-sex worker. I'm very sex positive. So I'm here for the girls, selling a piece of puss and doing whatever they got to do. Okay? That's your business. As long as it involves consensual adults, I don't give a damn what you do. I don't care how you pay your bills. Watching this scene for the first time, it was very cringe. It made me super uncomfortable. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I got that ick. My stomach at some point, it started to like turn a little bit. Kenya says that she's trying to take food out of my daughter's mouth. Kenya, you took food out of your own daughter's mouth, because the people are saying that they keep driving by Kenya Moore Hair Spa and Salon, and you have not been open. So I wonder if she's going to do like a launch, after the show airs, or maybe like now would be a good time to open up the doors. But it's like, girl. Erica De Niro TV said this. Shout out to Erica. She said that she needs to have somebody come in there and, smoke it out, sage it out. Girl, you need to beat the walls in there. You need to have a priestess come in there and clear it out. Like, you need to move that energy out of that space, because You invited that energy into your own space. That is the reality of the situation. By the way, Angela actually had a new confessional look, and she looks so good with the purple and the high ponytail. Cynthia says to her, I hate that you let this happen in this way. I think you're bigger than this. And then Cynthia leaves. I did appreciate that Cynthia approached her directly and said, hey, like, this was not cool. You're bigger than this. Now, Cynthia, you've been doing a press tour and running around talking shit about Kenya, but then I hear you saying, oh, Britt just made a mistake. So you hold Kenya to a high standard, but Britt just made a mistake and you're liking her pictures and whatever else. So you think that it was just a mistake to threaten somebody's life? You think that that was okay, Cynthia? We get this flash on the screen of, based on Kenya's behavior, the decision was made to cease filming with her this season. Now, I need to know who the producers of this scene were, because y'all let y'all dirty slip show. Now, I have been made privy to some of the inner workings of what goes on behind the scenes. Shout out to Patrick McDonald, a producer who had worked on the show for 5 years. He worked across 13 shows. He let it be known what the level of involvement of production is when they are producing these scenes. He says that every once in a while the network execs will actually come down there and watch what's going on, but they're not involved. But in any case, people are writing out exactly what happened on the episode at the end of the day. Line for line, they are writing down verbatim what happened on these shows so they can send it to network execs.
A maniacal abuse of power, and it needs to come to an end immediately. I also want to specifically mention the loggers, because these people are some of the most overworked and underpaid people in the entertainment industry. These are the people who are transcribing the scene work so they can write a summary to send to the network to read what happened for the day. They're expected to be very detailed and accurate. Now, first of all, the logger position should be an associate producer position across the board. A lot of these shows will call them loggers so they can pay them less for doing the same job as an associate producer, but these people work so hard and they deserve that AP title. The loggers have to work their full 12+ hour day, and then they have to go home and write a summary, which can take hours, especially on the cast trips when we're shooting all day. That is a lot of writing. So these loggers go back to their rooms and are sometimes up until 4 a.m. and then have to be ready to work again at 8 a.m. By the second day of the trip, they are zombies. And the worst part is that they often aren't even paid for all the extra hours that they spend writing. Can't tell you how many times a logger has complained to me that production denied their overtime requests because they didn't request it in advance. Now, how can you request something in advance when you don't know how long it's going to take you to write something?
What type of romper room foolishness y'all got going on behind the scenes at Bravo? Y'all can't be upset when people question your morality, when people question your integrity and your ethics behind the scenes. Also, Porsha, not so fast, girl, because I'm going to have to tug on your half up, half down as well. The lies that you've told on this show and how you wanted to act like the morality police outside, you know, when everything was said and done, you can calm down. You can calm down, because you've told your share of lies that could have destroyed reputations and lives and livelihoods. So, not too much, Porsha Ali. Once again, if you get down in my comments defending Brittany and saying, oh, she didn't threaten anybody, I will block you, okay? We're not even going to argue. But once again, that was the episode, y'all. Go ahead and get down in the comments with me. Let me know how you felt about this episode. You already know I want to hear from you. Hit the like button on the way out. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm posting. And I will see y'all for the next one. Peace.
Come on. It's me, Al Grande. Or call me Papi Chulito. Yo tengo mucho loving for you mommies if you legal. For honeys, nothing equal to the way I tap that spot. Get your cat hot. Guess what? You hit the jackpot. Candlelight dinners for you winners. See, I'm like Don Juan. Beat me, sweetie. I get in ya. Sugar, I'ma put you in a beautiful...